Okay, moving to our I can't believe time's going by so quick. Moving to our last speaker. I had the privilege to with Bob Wagner to go out to the Netherlands last month, experience what this incredible leader is doing in Europe for LifeVantage. I thought it would be appropriate to bring him on. He's got a lot of experience in this industry. Bob and I are going back in a few weeks because of what he has created in the Netherlands. A little background on him. Been in the physical therapy and the fitness industry. He walked away from 2 fitness centers and 3 physical therapy practices that he ran with his partner, Shalky. At the end of 1999, after being in multi-level for only 24 months, since built his business in network marketing industry in October 2017, they started to look for another opportunity. And after comparing all these different companies, LifeVantage was certainly at the top of his choices, and needless to say, it's been the right choice. Please welcome Ton Williamson. Ton, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Gabe. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Isn't this cool? I mean, here I am in Florida. You're in the Netherlands, and we're able to do this with this incredible technology.
Yes, that is great, and that is a great advantage that we experienced over the last year. Let me see how the technology works here.
There we go. And before you get started, on what you're going to share with everybody today, can you kind of share with the viewing audience your goals for 2019 and how important goal setting is?
Yes, I'd like to, and it will be part of the thing I will be training about. Goal setting is, I think it's of major importance. We came to Pro 6 in our first year, and in the second year, the first half of the year, we want to proceed to Pro 7 and take it from there to Pro 8. And well, as you understand, a Pro 6 you can almost get there by introducing people, customers, having people becoming Pro 3, Pro 4, and that's exactly what happened. But when you want to take it a step further to the Elite Pro 7 and Pro 8, there has to be more duplication. So that's what I will be talking about. And when we first came in contact with LifeVantage, you already said we compared over 30 different companies, and the reason what really made the difference for us with LifeVantage and what makes LifeVantage unique to us, and it's not something you didn't hear today already, but I think it's good to talk about it right away. It is that product. The moment we have a lot of experience in the network marketing industry, and the moment we saw a product with science, with patents, we didn't even know that was possible in the food industry. And when we started looking into that, we really understood what a great advantage that is. And today it's being confirmed again and again. But I have to say the same, being able to work with a unique product, working with a company that is at the front of nutrigenomics, it's just so important. Because if you look at network marketing, I always look at it as working with 3 groups of people. Of course, you have the customers, and they're into the product because of their health, because of what it can mean to them. Then you have the distributor that kind of approaches the business from a retail standpoint. We are raised in thinking difference in discount, making money on retail. And when you have a product that has an advantage in the total market, everybody would like to sell a product like that. Now, if you look in network marketing, it's just that one step further because it's about duplication and it's more like people business than a product business. But when you have a product that is so much at the front of and that is so unique, it makes the business easier from reaching a customer standpoint or from reaching somebody who just sells the products. And because of that extra turnover and because of that foundation, it gives you more space and focus to start working with the people that really want to duplicate. When we got in contact with network marketing, it was all about the opportunity, and it still is. The possibilities that you have in multi-level marketing, network marketing, to duplicate with other people what you are doing and create leverage income, to create an income that's not depending on your own hands, that is so amazingly powerful. We were looking at it from a franchise standpoint, and we wanted to start franchising in our fitness centers and in our physical therapy, but that just took a lot of hassle, a lot of troubles you had to go through. And when we saw network marketing, we fell in love with the duplicating process and the possibility to create income, not depending on your own efforts from day one. But we do understand after 20 years that if you can work with a product that is so unique that, and Gabe already talked about just, and I don't know the example yet, but just think of anything you would do, but you would be the only one having that. I think it was a cleaning company. You would be the only one with a cleaning company. Just think how strong that would be. And that was the way we looked at LifeVantage. And of course, being it at the NASDAQ, being a 200 million company, only in 7-8 countries, looking at the corporate group, looking at Darren Jensen, people like Dave Fleming, and everybody that were in that team, those were all pluses that are very important. But the most important part for us was the product. And if you start talking to people, and that's what we really like when we started looking at the trainings of LifeVantage, is that they recognize that the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in building up relationships. The first time I heard distributors talk about you should never have a relationship go down because of the business you offer, I really, it really was a confirmation for us that this is the right company. Because you can take it from the product angle or from the opportunity angle, talking to people, telling them, listen, I know you're always working on your health and I found this amazing product, or I know you would be very interested in being able to build a solid income spare time. It doesn't matter which approach you take with this unique company and unique product. If you take the invite, and the first time I heard the training about it was done by Gabe, and after you tell somebody, you know, I would really like to tell you more about this beautiful product because you are somebody that is very easy to talk to. You give that compliment. I'm talking about the invite now. You choose your angle, product, opportunity, and then you ask somebody, are you open to hear more? And it was kind of, it was an eye-opener, but it was also something we knew. Because we always were very firm on building up that relationship and being able to maintain building up relationships. And we already recognized with the great product and the way LifeVantage had positioned herself as being at the front of the nutrigenomics business, that this was a great opportunity. But when we saw that training about in that invitation, after you kind of give somebody that sparkle of, oh, this could be very interesting to you, but are you open right now? Do you have the time right now? Are you open to an opportunity? Are you open to look at this beautiful product I'm talking about? Are you open to is all about respect. It's all about just taking that little step back and asking somebody, but are you open? And this means that we saw something trained from the company, because we saw it in several trainings from different distributors, that really creates a long-term growing database. And that is very important. It's very important to know that you will never, ever, ever run out of people. We all already recognize and that because of the great product, you can just take your phone and start calling everybody. But everybody who is interested in business will also recognize that if you have a unique product, you will also have a very interesting business. So what we saw over the last year is that the database only grows. So the numbers grow. It's not like, where do I find new people? It's like you're enjoying the ride of bringing this beautiful business and unique product to the marketplace. It's like everybody should know. Everybody should know about it. The invite with asking permission just allows you to take that step back and look how people respond. And this creates a situation that you won't just keep talking and not knowing for sure if somebody's open to it. And if somebody is like, yeah, well, I'm a little bit busy now. Oh, okay, I'll talk to you later. Just nice to see you again. And you just keep that database open. And we have never experienced this much a growth in numbers without even really working on it. You just talk to people anywhere, anytime, with anybody, because you have this amazing opportunity and amazing product. So this means that the number that you hear a lot in LifeVantage, just start focusing on creating 50 meetings. And it can be a one-on-one, it can be, how do you call that, a three-way call, or you use Zoom to do a three-way meeting. It can be a central meeting, it can be a meeting organized by corporate, it can all those things. But what you do is you teach people to do 50 meetings. Well, we understand what the power is of 50 meetings. But we certainly understand if we have a product opportunity, training, invite, like LifeVantage has, that you will build the database to really grow those numbers. So how do we take our business to the next level? We already saw that this is for everybody, and we experienced being able to introduce 3, 4, 5 people a month, and we never experienced that in the last 20 years in network marketing. So we already saw this come together, and now it has to take us to duplication. Well, Sean McKee already talked a lot about duplication, and let's just see if maybe I can add a few things. What we have been doing, but will be doing this coming year, is focusing on a distributor who is not afraid to choose. Because there are a lot of people that are very free giving, and I think that's empowering and that's very important. But you can also choose for yourself. You can also choose for yourself, this is where I want the coming month or the coming 3 months, the coming half year, the coming year to take me. So we are focusing on the distributors that are not afraid to choose for themselves and choose financially freedom. And I made this training yesterday. Maybe I made some mistakes with the English, but forgive me for that. But I really believe that when people are not afraid to think financially free, in financially freedom, in more spare time, that will dare them to start thinking about what their dreams are, what they would really accomplish for themselves, for their kids, for their family, for whatever. As long as you're not afraid to envision yourself as growing, financially growing, and growing in a balance in life, financially, mentally, then you can also be that for other people. And that means you need to set a goal. Now that's something that on the surface looks like, oh yeah, of course, you have to set a goal. But I think this is the tougher thing for people to do. To set a goal. To just say, listen, within 6 months, we want to be Pro 7. And within this coming year, we want to be Pro 8. And because the only way to just start focusing on that goal, start focusing on financially being free, but also being creative, because it's all about your own creativity, and started thinking things as if they already are. It starts with that goal. But we're kind of afraid to set a goal. But without goal setting, you will not, empower yourself to start being more creative. And when you start setting goals and you do this one extra thing, you create a group or a sparring partner to evaluate what you're doing every week. Then you create the basic. Then you really say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be here this month. I'm going to be here in 6 months. This is what I want to do it. And these are the people that I want to evaluate with it to really do it. And now you can be that example that can be duplicated. And duplication is what it's all about. So start duplicating, really being responsible for 10 customers or 20 customers. I added 1,000 here. This is just a way to work with numbers. If we look at the people that are in the, let's say, in the tree now of our organization, and we look at the people that really want to work with goal setting, do that evaluation, have fun together, be creative, and that's why I liked Gloria talk about educate customers, because I think there's a lot to gain there, and there's a lot to gain for us. Just use that creativity that you have together and start thinking in being responsible for 1,000 turnover each month. And of course, if you bring a new distributor who does a platinum, you do the same. But just start thinking on doing that on customers too. And then duplicate. Take that 4 levels in a 3x3 and you're Pro 7. And this is by just thinking in duplication and empowering people that dare to think in financial freedom, setting goals, and holding themselves responsible by evaluating that in a team. But you can also just take it with a few people. Like Shauki and I started last year, and we saw 2018 as our first year, and grew to ProFix because of the team we're working together with. Well, envision yourself finding that contact in Belgium that can do the same or do more. We can show them what we did, and we can also show them where we learned, so we can maybe prevent them from making mistakes we made. So envision Germany, 8% of all network marketing turnover worldwide. Having that person that says Pro 6, looking at the income statement, average of 5,000-6,000, that would replace my income. If I could do that part-time in the first year, just think of 4 people starting up a new region in the United States, or starting a new country, becoming Pro 6 or Pro 7. And where will it bring you? It will bring you to Pro 8 or even Pro 9. I just heard Sean McKee talk about, I forgot the term, 10x. So envision yourself to be 10 times bigger. So it already inspired me to start thinking about, okay, Pro 6, Pro 8, that means Pro 6, Pro 9. I love that about this business. And we will be focusing on the people that are not afraid to choose for themselves. Because if you choose for yourself, you also choose for the people around you that are close to you. Because if you grow, you can take them along on that growth. So looking for people that are not afraid to make a choice for themselves, for their family. Finding the right goal takes time. You know, if at first you only have a goal in numbers and there aren't that many things to talk from the heart about that you can do by reaching those numbers, take your time. Don't start focusing on, I have to have a goal, just take your time. Start dreaming. Talk to people about the things you want to do. Ask them, what would you want to reach? Learn to talk to people about those things. Because the right goal and enjoying this beautiful company will bring the most important part that you will ever have in business or will ever have in life, and that's enthusiasm. Enjoying what you're doing with the right goal creates a kind of enthusiasm that's so natural that it will pull people over like a magnet. And it will really feel like the business does go automatically. We went through a lot of stuff in the last year and the years before. And I'm very aware of having to reevaluate my goals, thinking about what this beautiful business means to us and what it can mean to us and all the people that we get in contact with. Because I know when from that standpoint that enthusiasm kicks in, it is like natural, there's nothing that can stop you. And people will start duplicating automatically. So having said this, maybe I'm a little bit short. Most of the time I need less time than is given to me. So I would like to give the training back to you, Gabe.
Wow, that was awesome stuff, Ton. Thank you so much. And I want to reiterate on, hey, got your team back there. Hey, that's right. Bob and I will see you in a few weeks. That's our team from the Netherlands, folks. And you know, Ton mentioned the word enthusiasm. That's all Bob and I feel when we go out there to help support Ton and Shalky's incredible team. It just gives you a sense of accomplishment. And that's what this business is, folks. Again, if this is in your DNA, and I'll say this again, if you love helping people, if you love to have fun, if you love to travel, all right, never in a million years have I ever thought I'd be going to the Netherlands, going to Amsterdam, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And if
we got you hooked.
A bit of extra money. I mean, wrap yourself around this incredible opportunity. And what I want all of you to do that are guests on this webinar today is thank the person who invited you to hear this. You have a special quality that all of us are looking for. It might be your credibility. It might be your integrity. It might be because you like to have fun, you like to travel, you like to help people. Or there's a need for a secondary source of income like Tom was talking about. And for the distributors, you know, it's 2019, you know, write down your goals. Keep them simplistic. Keep them obtainable. And make sure your goals stay here, not in the back of your head. So put those goals where you can see them. Gloria talked about a vision board, right? So she's constantly looking. Since I was in the health club industry when I was in my 20s, my goals, my desires were on my speedometer because I did a lot of driving and I'm constantly looking at my speedometer, right? Put them on your refrigerator, you put them on your mirror and constantly keep them in front of the brain, not behind the brain, and you will achieve them. It's so important, folks, to write them down, all right? So make sure you take the time to do that this afternoon. Some of them, I took some notes, and I got a lot of this from Ton. You've heard the same messages over and over from the doctors, Dr. Moshe Dekel and Dr. Sean McKee. You heard the same message from our professional network marketers, Ton and Bob and April. When you have a product that's so unique, that no one has, that everyone wants, we have no competition, folks, listen to me. It makes it easier to build your business, right? And because of the validity of these products, if you look at the revenues with LifeVantage, that's just over 200 million. Do you realize over 70% of that 200 million are consumers? Do you know what that means for all of us? That's our fortune. That's the bedrock, the foundation of this company. And to be able to have something that no one else has, in a baseball analogy, it's like starting on second base. And what's the object of the game? To score. Is it easier to score from second base than the home plate? Heck, most companies, you're starting in the dugout because everybody has a weight loss shake. Those are Me Too products. They're the flavor of the month, right? So some of the things I want you to be thinking about today when you get off this webinar. What is your plan B? I didn't have a plan B. And by the way, my goal, and I know some of you might not think this is simplistic or obtainable, but I didn't have a choice. My goal when I started with LifeVantage 9.5 years ago was to make $2,200 a month to keep my kids in private school. I didn't have a plan B. I didn't care about losing our home. I can go get another home, right? But it was all about my children, right? So what's your plan B? Listen to what Ton said. Listen to what Sean said. You know, have something in place. You know, what does Warren Buffett say? I think he knows a little bit about money. If you're not making money while you sleep, you'll be working until you die. All these people that are on today are making money while they sleep now. So this is a business that can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for you. So some of the things I want you to be thinking about, all right? To have that second, or maybe even some of you might need a third income because you and your wife work, but that's still not cutting it, right? To pay off some debt. That third income would pay off that debt. Maybe to save for kids' college, and the income that you have right now doesn't allow you. Or maybe to pay off your kids' college. Or just simply to get ahead financially and not have to say this anymore. We don't have the money, right? Maybe for some of you that are baby boomers and above, are you on pace to retire? Are you looking for some retirement help? You just found it, by the way. Are you satisfied where you are financially? And maybe to the millennials out there that have watched their mom and dad and they don't want to do that 40 to 50 year plan. And if you don't know what that is, working 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years to retire on 40 to 50% that you couldn't live on when you're making 100%. That's why they have another career, right? Millennials, I know what you want. You think bigger, you think faster, right? You want to be in control. You know, you want to own your own business. That's what this is all about. I wish I could have started this business in my 20s instead of when I was 50, right? Not only from the health standpoint, to slow down the rate of aging and the susceptibility to disease, you know, 30 years earlier, but to be able to have the freedom that I'm experiencing right now in my 20s or 30s and 40s. You know, I wasn't able to walk away, you know, from traditional business until I was 52, right? So folks, I want all of you to take all of that into the fold, right? And set yourself up for a prosperous, you know, incredible 2019. You've heard from some of the top leaders of this incredible company. Take one or two nuggets, right, and master what they have said.